Hi, I'm Gerry Hafer with the Association of Mature American Citizens.
And I'm Jeff Szymanski.
We'd like to take a little bit of your time now to talk about Social Security from a different context, a little bit about the savings issue. Part of the problem we've been reading about, and you've probably been reading about as well, a lot of people have no savings accumulated when they get to their retirement years. And that's really part of the issue with Social Security supporting retirement. We've developed a plan that we think will help that. It's part of our Social Security guarantee, but separate from it. And we'd like to just cover that with you today.
Yeah, 50 million Americans, Jerry, it's hard to believe, have no retirement plan. We know defined benefit plans, pensions, traditional pensions as we know them, are pretty much gone. I mean, I come from one of the last vestiges in education before I joined AMAC, where we did have pension plans, but they really are no more. Workers are being asked to fund retirement themselves, basically with 401k plans and the like. This plan used to be called the early retirement account when you started working on it, Jerry. Right. When I came on board, I remember one day just sort of saying, well, this plan is sort of like Social Security Plus. It's Social Security in addition to traditional Social Security. And our founder and president, Dan Weber, liked the idea so much, we actually changed the name to Social Security Plus. So what is it? Jerry and I can take you through some of the features. Basically, this is a voluntary program for employer and employee to contribute money. There are some minimums, $5 a week for employees and employers, up to a maximum of $50 for employers or $100 for employees, if they want to. Nobody's required to make a contribution. Again, this is in addition to traditional Social Security. It would be through payroll deduction. Employer contributions would be pre-tax. Employee contributions would be after tax, similar to like a Roth IRA.
One of the big features of the Social Security Plus plan is that as the savings accumulate, there would be no taxation on that growth, on that compound growth that would be realized. Again, that's similar to the Roth IRA. The employee is the sole owner of the revenue that's in the plan. Employee contributions, as Jeff mentioned, could be $5 a week, up to $100 a week. And they would be indexed, those limits would be indexed for inflation.
And we have a chart we're going to put up on the screen now. If you take a look at this chart, you'll see that a 23-year-old contributing just $25 a week in his first year and an employer contributing $15 a week, and if they both just added 4% annually thereafter in a mixture of 80% stock funds, 20% conservative investments like annuities and fixed income assets, you could accumulate over $1 million by age 65. Now, these are not pie-in-the-sky assumptions. This assumes an 8.5% return, very reasonable, since stocks have generally achieved a 10% gain since the Great Depression. But we're going with an 8.5% gain and a 3.5% gain in the 20% sort of conservative fixed income category. That would allow somebody to achieve over $1 million by age 65. And Jerry, this is a better return than you'd actually get on Social Security, which
Absolutely.
is known to only pay about 2% over time. And this would blunt a little bit of the fact that the retirement age is probably going to have to go up. I mean, it's really inevitable. And politicians know this. They don't like to talk about it. So if somebody still wants to retire at 62, hence why it used to be called early retirement, they'll have some savings because their Social Security benefit might be a little bit lower because the full retirement age has gone up. So that's why it's called Social Security Plus, in addition to, but not instead of.
Right. And we know that Social Security is inadequate in most cases to sustain retirement. So this is the buffer that takes care of that inadequacy. It's a plan that people can get into or out of as their career goes by. And one of the big features of it that differentiates it from the traditional IRA is that once the money is accumulated, it cannot be touched until age 62.
Right.
And so it can't be loaned against, it can't be withdrawn. It's only available at age 62 unless death or disability occurs prior to 62,
right.
Of course.
And it's worth noting again, it is voluntary. And the employee and employer contributions may be stopped at any point. If an employer is having a tough year with sales or whatever, they can cut back or withdraw their contributions. Similarly, the employee, they're facing a tough month. Daughter's getting married, college, whatever's coming along, and they need to access, some other funds from their paychecks, they can stop contributing. So it's not big government. It's not a mandate. These plans would be held in the private sector from well-known companies such as Fidelity and Vanguard, T. Rowe Price, and the like, ones that we all know. Jerry, when our founder, Dan Weber, actually met with John Larson is one of the big names in Social Security. He, at the time last year, was a ranking member, a Democrat from Connecticut, on the Social Security subcommittee. He's now the chairman. When Dan Weber first presented this idea to him, he said, wow, this is something I really think we can get bipartisan compromise on. We can do business on this. Your other ideas on Social Security, they're going to have to be debated, and there's going to require some compromise and both parties coming together. They're going to be a little more controversial, but this, everybody's for somebody to save money.
Right, exactly. Another attractive feature is that because the employee contribution is after tax money, you don't have to deal with the required minimum distributions that you probably hear a lot of people complaining about these days. It avoids that problem because it's pre-tax or post-tax contributions.
You want to see this chart and get your own copy, or for more information, you can just visit the AMAC website at amac.us/Social Security. And that's it on Social Security Plus for today. Thank you.
Thank you.